You know, there were a lot of impressive statements made, I thought, during the Blair House meeting. And I thought, frankly, Dr. Barrasso gave one of the most impressive ones that I've heard. And the perspective from practicing physicians is something that has all too often been absent from this debate. I would ask, again, Dr. Barrasso to talk about this so-called doc fix, which has been counted in the budget as reducing costs, and everybody knows we are not going to cut physician payments for treatment of Medicare patients. I think that'd be an important one because for Dr. Barrasso to discuss, because I think it really encapsulates the kind of budget gimmickry that's gone on in the formulation of this legislation.
Well, I would like to, Madam President, I ask unanimous consent to continue for an additional 5 minutes.
Without objection.
Thank you, Madam President. If I could, several things. And it is a wonderful Paul Ryan op-ed in today's Wall Street Journal, and I'd recommend it to anyone to look at that, because he specifically points out that the President's own chief Medicare actuary says that the Senate and House bills are bending the cost curve up, making the cost go up, which is what happens if you go to a town meeting in Arizona or in Wyoming and you ask people, if this passes, will the cost of your own care actually go up? And the hands go up too. And then you say, well, how about the quality? Will the quality of your care go down? And again, the hands go up. So that is a continual concern of people all across America, which is why 3/4 of Americans have told CNN that it is time to either just completely stop or stop and start over. And only 1/4 of Americans support this proposal because they realize this is going to do that. Yeah, you mentioned, it was interesting we had mentioned those 11 pages from the President. The gimmicks are still there. They may have taken out one of the gimmicks, but the spending gimmicks are there, but plus the Louisiana Purchase, the special carve-out for 800,000 people in Florida who are on Medicare Advantage. They're protected, but there are other 10 million Americans who are going to lose their Medicare Advantage. And then the question came of what's called the doc fix. The way that the numbers are moved around.
For the benefit of our colleagues, could you explain exactly what the doc fix means, how we got to it?
Right now, and we just passed an extension, a 1-month extension the other night, Medicare is supposed to cut the fees for all doctors across the country by 21%. Now, seniors know that Medicare underpays right now, and as one of my colleagues in the state Senate in Wyoming used to say, government is the biggest deadbeat payer because they don't even pay enough to cover the cost of the care that's delivered in our hospitals. With ambulances, they don't cover enough to pay for the gas to fill up the ambulances to go the long distances in Arizona or in Wyoming. But right now, to deal with some promises that were made years ago, the fees for physicians should be cut 21% according to Medicare. A number of years ago, they were supposed to cut it by 1 or 2%. They said, well, we're not going to cut it then. Congress said, well, next year we'll cut it by 4%. And then they said, no, next year by 8%, and then 10%. Now they've continued to kick the can down the road enough that this year they're supposed to cut fees for physicians 21%.
Could not happen.
Could not happen. And they're supposed to keep them, according to the President's budget numbers. The way that this bill is part of the financial gimmickry is they want to cut physicians' fees for Medicare 21% and keep them frozen there then for the next 10 years. So it's cut and freeze for 10 years, and they use that as one of the additional financial gimmicks. Well, if you do that to the doctors of the country who are already reluctant to see Medicare patients because the payment is so low. Mayo Clinic said we're not going to see new Medicare patients because the reimbursement at today's rates are so low. To drop them 21% additionally at a time when the Congressional Budget Office says 1/5 of the hospitals and 1/5 of the doctors' offices in this country will be unable to continue to be solvent 10 years from now if this bill goes into place. We know, without a question, that we cannot allow this to happen. Congress knows that, the doctors know that, the American people know it. Everybody knows it except the people in the health care bill that say, oh, this is actually going to save money in the long run, when the people that look at it in an honest way know that this is going to drive up the cost of care and make the quality of care for our American citizens go down.
It is incredibly cynical to tell the American people that the cost of this reform is going to be $371 billion, I believe, less than we all know it actually will be. And if those cuts were ever enacted, what's the prospect of any of the overwhelming majority of doctors just saying, I'm not going to treat Medicare patients?
We are going to see that. We will see that across the board. I was at our hospital in Wyoming on Monday talking to physicians who take care of everyone. Great concerns, because they say at that rate, they can't afford to keep the doors open if the Medicare cuts go through, that the president says will have to go through if, in fact, he wants to hold up the numbers that he continues to talk about.